Hey, it's Ivan from the EV Stock Channel here. In the final episode covering Tesla's earnings, which will cover Tesla's gross automotive margins and whether or not Tesla should advertise. Yes, controversial topic, I know. But before we begin, thank you to all the Patreons that make these episodes possible, and as always, all content is my opinion only and not financial advice. So let's get straight into it. Tesla's gross automotive margins excluding credits have fallen to 16.3%, the lowest level in the last 4 years. The reason for this drop is simple. Tesla has been reducing the average selling price of new vehicles at a faster pace than they have reduced costs. As we can see here, over the last 5 quarters, the average selling cost has fallen by around $11,000, while Tesla has only cut the cost of production by around $4,000. Remember, Tesla's goals are to have gross margins for any product line at around 25%, and also keep in mind that for Tesla to keep these margins, they have to increase demand at the same pace that they're increasing production. When orders came in at a faster pace than production, like we can see here in 2021, Tesla raised prices and gross automotive margins hit 30%. And then, when production outpaced new orders, Tesla had to lower prices to spur demand at the expense of margins. So in order to help increase margins, the question that has been raised and vigorously debated has been, should Tesla advertise? No, I am no expert in advertising, but here's my opinion. First of all, on this topic, Elon has said that the goal should be to reduce costs, and I agree with that, and I believe that the focus should always be on the product, the service, and getting the costs down. However, I also believe that large portions of the market still don't know the absolute basics of the value of a Tesla and are under the impression that Teslas are still really expensive vehicles. I mean, most people I speak to tell me straight up that they didn't buy a Tesla because they are too expensive, and then ironically purchase a vehicle for a similar price or $20,000 more in some cases. On top of that, many people I speak to still have many misconceptions, such as, are they going to have to replace their battery after 3 years, or where will they charge their EV? And this makes me think that Tesla can try and raise the awareness of EVs and also debunk many of these misconceptions, and one way to do this is to run ads for a certain period of time. And no, you don't have to do a Super Bowl ad, you don't have to have dancing animals or any type of manipulative advertising that we have seen from other legacy companies. I mean, once awareness is raised to a high enough level, Tesla could cut back from advertising, and I think Elon has already thought about this.
I've had an aversion to advertising because there's it's just too much trickery in advertising. There's a lot of false association, where they'll have a bad product and then put it in a nice environment with good-looking people and then trick you into buying it is common, and and then some of the advertising can be quite strident. So it just tends to be sort of bad. So I don't like advertising for that reason. But we could have advertising as information to refute some of these issues. It's tricky though, because if you have an ad that says, "Look, our cars don't catch on fire," this is BS. Then people might think, "Are your cars actually catching on fire? What's what's going on?" Because there's so much trickery in advertising. Maybe the opposite thing is happening.
Next, why do I think only a temporary ad campaign is all that is needed? Well, once awareness is raised to the point where most people understand the very basics of EVs, then word of mouth will be all that is needed.
What we're finding is that Tesla owners are really our best salespeople. So when the cars get delivered in market, the owners will show other people the car and give test drives and that kind of thing. And very often when I meet someone who owns a Model S, one of the first things they tell me is how many other Model S's they've sold. I think that's really great. And it means that there's sort of a kind of a viral growth component to sales. So the more cars that we've delivered in a particular area, the better our sales tend to be. So that's a good sign.
So to conclude, while people are firmly either pro or against advertising, I think there is also a middle ground, which is a short-term ad campaign to raise the awareness and the benefits of EVs and Tesla vehicles, while also debunking the most common misconceptions. At the end of the day, the decision to advertise really comes down to one question: would it help accelerate the world's transition to sustainable energy? So thank you for watching, and more episodes of the Tesla documentary series are coming up soon.